Am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law I want to F her son? My 28 female, husband 31 male had to spend 2 months in a different state for work. He came back 9 months ago and I was obviously thrilled he's back. His mom, 56 female, unexpectedly came over. I was slightly annoyed, but I know she was just excited just like I was. However, she never left. Not 1 or 2, but 9 days. We haven't had any time together and she insists on staying here instead of a hotel. The guest room is next to ours and the walls are thin, and when we go out she comes with us or makes one of us stay. Am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law I want to F her son? She follows us around the house constantly. We want to cuddle and watch movies, she's sitting in the armchair. Romantic restaurant, better make that a table for 3. We even left the living room to go chat in our room and she follows us. Earlier today, after hints, I just asked her to leave. She said she wanted more time with her son and I tried saying we wanted alone time. She insisted that she joins us and I finally snapped. I said, since you seem to be oblivious, I'll put this bluntly. I want to F your son. If you don't want to see or hear, you need to leave. She yelled and left but said I'm disgusting and have no respect for her, her son, or myself. Am I the asshole for blowing up on my fiancé for getting my daughter's cat out of the house? I, female 35, got engaged to my fiancé 2 months ago. He moved in with me and my daughter Zoe, female 13, and everything was going fine until he started complaining about Zoe's cat. It was strange because the cat is so quiet and sweet. He went from complaining about the cat to making demands about her. He gave Zoe a list of places the cat can't go and things she's allowed to touch. I had an argument with him telling him he needed to stop because it was ridiculous, and he said this house is his too. Also that he expects things to change after we get married. Am I the asshole for blowing up on my fiancé for getting my daughter's cat out of the house? I was at work and got a call from Zoe crying saying her cat wasn't in the house. I freaked out, came home, and helped Zoe look for 2 hours. A neighbor brought her and told us he saw Eric leaving her outside and getting in his car and leaving. I was surprised and quite angry, and Zoe took her cat and went inside. I drove to my future in-laws' home where Eric said he'd be. I blew up at him in front of everyone, and his mom asked what was happening, and I told her. He told me to stop spouting nonsense and go home and we talked there, but I refused. It got worse and I left after his family flipped out at him. Am I the asshole for singing a song to my wife at our wedding and making her angry? I just got married last week and my wife and I are both in our 30s. I am Mexican and she is American, but we both grew up in the US and both of our families know both languages. My wife planned every bit of the wedding and was a very controlling and nervous bride, but alright, I get it, she was stressed. During the reception, I went to the band and asked them to play a song for me to sing to my new wife. It was Te Amare by Miguel Bosé, and it was the song from our first date in a really bad Mexican restaurant. It became a joke between us, so I thought it would be great. Am I the asshole for singing a song to my wife at our wedding and making her angry? It was the song from our first date in a really bad Mexican restaurant, so it became a long-standing joke between us. The guest really did love the song, and my mother-in-law even cried. She told me that it was really beautiful, but my wife seemed upset. I asked her what's wrong, and she said that I'm the asshole for taking the spotlight to enforce my ethnicity and not letting the band sing a song for us. I personally think this gesture is beautiful, and if my girlfriend did this at our wedding, I would quite literally pass out. Her reaction just seems really weird to me. Am I the asshole for trying to talk my friend out of taking a paternity test? My friend Nick and his wife Jess just had a baby. I'm close with both of them. The baby looks just like Nick and there's no question they're related. One of Nick's guy friends brainwashed Nick into wanting to take a paternity test. He asked my advice on how to bring this up to Jess. I was shocked because I thought they trusted one another and the baby looks just like him. I asked why he thought Jess cheated and what she did to make him suspicious. He then admitted nothing, but he wanted to be certain, so I told Nick it's a bad idea and could really hurt Jess, especially because she hasn't done anything. Am I the asshole for trying to talk my friend out of taking a paternity test? She had a really traumatic birth and might even have postpartum depression. She needs love and support, not accusations. He said that Jess should be understanding. I asked how he would feel if Jess asked for a paternity test from him and Anna, his female best friend's baby. He said he'd be disappointed in Jess and maybe even break up. But it's different because Jess doesn't have to spend money on and raise Anna's baby thinking it's hers when it might not be. Nick is mad at me for not supporting him and says I'm a woman and I could never understand. He doesn't understand how it feels to have a traumatic birth and then be accused. Am I the asshole for smearing cake on my daughter's face on her birthday? My daughter's 18th birthday was yesterday, and on the eve of her birthday, my son, who's 16, told me about his idea. He said we should smash cake and whipped cream on his big sister's face when she woke up. I thought this would be funny and make my daughter laugh first thing on her birthday, so I agreed to do it with him. I would say my biggest regret here is not telling my wife about the plan. My daughter woke up at 8 yesterday, and when she first came to the breakfast table, my son and I were waiting. We pounced and each grabbed a slice of chocolate cake and smeared it into her face, and I yelled happy birthday. My wife yelled at me and my daughter looked shocked. Am I the asshole for smearing cake on my daughter's face on her birthday? My wife came to our daughter's rescue and started yelling at me while my daughter was just dumbfounded and shocked. My son and I realized we made a mistake and apologized, and my daughter went to take a shower. The rest of the day was smooth sailing and my daughter had a fun birthday besides the morning incident. However, she was still clearly upset at her brother and I. My wife lectured me before we slept about what happened. I get the feeling that my daughter is still upset at my son and I. Am I the asshole? We thought that it would make her birthday more memorable. I really want to know your guys' opinions. I'm kind of torn.
Am I the asshole for yelling at and sending away a homeless man looking for food? Disclaimer, this is not my story. I, 18 female, am a young woman who just moved into a new apartment out of state for college with 2 other roommates, 20 male and 21 female. I'm acquainted with them but not super close. My bedroom is right next to the front door with my bed against the window that leads to the outside hallway. My desk is on the other side of the room towards the inside of the apartment. 2 nights ago around 1 a.m. I was in my room at my desk. I would normally be asleep at this time, but I was getting sucked into a video game. I had my headphones on, but I heard a faint rattling sound. I ignored it for a little bit, but when it continued, I turned around and saw a hand sticking through my window right above my bed. I freaked out really badly. I'm not used to the way these windows work, and I've had trouble closing them completely before, so it didn't surprise me too much that they were open when I thought they were closed. In a panic, I said hello, and I heard a faint voice, and I called my male roommate to come get up and help me. He got up and answered the door, and I stood in the hallway looking through. Am I the asshole for yelling at and sending away a homeless man looking for food? Disclaimer, this is not my story. It was a pretty old and frail-looking man who was clearly homeless and also harmless-looking. My male roommate talked to him for a bit, and I got the message that he just wanted something to eat. I looked around the kitchen and grabbed a Pop-Tart and gave it to him. At this point, my roommate seemed to think everything was fine, so he left and went back into his room. The homeless man gave me a look and said, "Man, come on," like he expected something more. This really offended me as he literally basically broke into my window above my bed. I freaked out and just yelled at him for breaking into our apartment, and then I told him how messed up that was and to leave. We live on the 5th floor, and you need a key to get in the whole building, so I really have no idea how he got in. After I yelled at him, he just left without taking the Pop-Tart. My male roommate came back out of his room and said he heard me yelling and that it was really messed up and wrong of me to yell and turn this man away. After this, my other female roommate came out and heard this and agreed with him that I was the asshole. They said he was clearly harmless and I left my window open.